Alright. So I'm not Christopher speaking, but I just want to thank everybody for being here and taking the time to get here. I know a lot of you had long drives and lots of traffic, so we're very thankful that you're here to celebrate the life of my dad. And so Chris is going to stand me up there for me.
Hi everyone, I'm Christopher. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Jim's grandson. Thank you all for coming today to honor my grandfather. I know we would have enjoyed seeing this group of people gather to celebrate him. Although today's going to be a hard day for a lot of us, we want to take the time to remember him and honor the special memories we've all had. James Patrick Waltz was born to Ramona and James Waltz on February 13, 1949, along with his twin brother Dennis Lee at Methodist Hospital in Los Angeles. James was the second born of the twins, arriving at 2:32 a.m. Weighing 3 pounds, 6.5 ounces. Jim and Denny, as they were called, were the second youngest of the Waltz boys. In total, there were 5 boys: Gary, Larry, Denny, Jimmy, and Steve. Jimmy grew up primarily in Bellflower. He attended Las Flores Elementary School, Washington Middle School, and Bellflower High School. He graduated in 1967 from Bellflower High. Jimmy and his family were members of the LDS Church. Shortly after his graduation, Jimmy went to serve on his mission in Colorado. However, medical issues caused him to have to return home after just 6 months. Once he returned home, he started working at a full-service gas station to support himself. It was around this time that he met and married his first wife, Brenda. With Brenda, Jim had his first 2 daughters, and Malik and Heather. As time went on, Jim and Brenda parted ways. Jim continued to work in the automotive arena and eventually became a diesel mechanic in Peterbilt. This was when he started dating Joella. Jim and Joe were married September 6, 1975, and it was with Joe that he had his final 2 daughters, Desiree and Alicia. Jim would begin working in the construction field as a heavy equipment operator, which became his lifelong career, but he had a passion for law enforcement as well. In 1986, he went to the police academy and worked for 18 years as a reserve police officer for Parks and Recreation in South Central Los Angeles. Operating heavy machinery paid the bills, but police work was his true passion of mine. He would work hard during the week, helping to build iconic Southern California landmarks, like the Aquarium Pacific in Long Beach, Disney's California Adventure in Anaheim. On the weekends, he would patrol areas of Los Angeles to keep the community safe. He was a hard worker with a very strong work ethic. He cried the day he retired from police work, which was a rare sight to see for all. Work was important to him, so was leisure. He was a pretty avid hunter for many years. He liked to hunt with the Pearson family and used on any chance he got. He also liked hunting. He also did some hunting trips to Oklahoma with friends, and invested hunting with his brother Denny in Central California. He enjoyed spending time at the river, 4-wheel driving on the San Diego Beach, playing a good game of poker, singing karaoke, and playing darts at the local bar with friends, and buying and collecting classic cars. His most prized possession was his 1957 red and white Chevy Bel Air, parked right over there. In his later years, Jim and Joe would regularly participate in local classic car shows on the weekends. One thing that all of you probably remember most about Jim is his sense of humor. He had a very dry and often inappropriate sense of humor. Many of you will likely have some silly nickname that he gave you. If you were really special, your nickname would get a special song. Desiree came home from kindergarten one day and said that the other kids couldn't say her name. They were calling her Deadaway instead. So to comfort her, Jim came up with a little song. If my name was Deadaway, I'd pack my bags and run away. His little ditties were corny and the nicknames were silly, but if you got one, you treasured it. He came across as quiet and stoic, but he truly enjoyed making people laugh. He enjoyed making himself laugh mostly. He also always had some random, out of nowhere, highly inappropriate joke to share. For example, one of his famous quotes with all his girls when they were being scolded for something was, "Does it look like I have stupid written across my forehead?" He thought he'd be really clever one day when Heather was in trouble for something, and he actually did write stupid across his forehead. And then he asked Heather whether or not he had stupid written across his forehead. Angel wanted me to share a memory that she had about her dad's inability to filter his comments. She had a friend in high school that she hung out with who had a clothing style that was questionable for the era. This friend had come over to pick up Angel one day for a party, and Jim was sitting at the kitchen table. He looked at her and said, "Why are you dressed like that?" Angel was obviously embarrassed, and she told her dad that it was not a very nice thing to say. And his response was, "Well, I can't believe her dad lets her leave the house like that." And now Angel admits that he wasn't wrong, and she did dress a little bit like a book. Jim never missed out on an opportunity to embarrass his daughters, especially in front of the guys they bring home. Any potential boyfriend that one of the girls brought home either heard about his gun collection or how he would hunt them down if they ever heard about her. All of the sons-in-law got a little talking to before marrying them. He wasn't the most outwardly affectionate guy, but he would move heaven and earth to make us both happy. Even in more difficult times, he never lost his sense of humor. One memory that I would like to share happened during one of the many times that my grandma and I were trying to get him to get up out of his chair and go to his least favorite place, his arch enemy, the hospital. He'd be getting dizzy and falling occasionally, and we were getting a little bit worried about him. After a particularly scary incident, we were arguing back and forth with him for about an hour. There were some choice words from all parties, but I'll never forget the moment that he looked at me in the back of my grandma, and in the middle of a heated argument, he said, "I'm telling you, if you make me go there, there's a super hot nurse down there, and I'll do her. I will." To which my grandma responded, concealing very heavy laughter, "Fine, I don't care. At least you'll be in the hospital." I know for a fact that he said that only to make me laugh and to break tension, and I'll really miss those funny moments. Jim left his mark on the world, and he's survived by his wife of 46 years, Joella, his daughters, Angel, Alicia, and Desiree, his 13 grandchildren, and there's a list. Brenda, Joseph, Ariana, Laura, Hayden, Parker, Joseph, myself, Christopher, Madeline, Michaela, Sophia, Orlando, and Emma. And his 5 great-grandchildren, Holly, Liam, Joseph, Lucas, Tristan, and his 3 brothers, Gary, Larry, and Steve. He's previously his parents, Verona and James, his daughter Heather, and his twin brother Dennis. There's no doubt that they'll all happily grieve him, they all happily grieve him when he left this world on January 13th, 2022. I feel grateful to have had as much time with my grandfather as I did. Thank you again for coming out today to celebrate. Does anybody who has anything they want to say, now is the time to come up here.
Yeah, we're opening it up for anyone who wants to share any memories or anything that they have with my dad. Now would be your opportunity to do that. If you don't want to be alone, I will stand up for you. Or you can just stand up where you're at and share as well, if you're more comfortable that way. You just have to speak up a little bit.
Hi everyone, I'm Gina. I am Uncle Jimmy's niece, and you've known him as Jim, or he's just Uncle Jimmy to me. I don't know if any of my other uncles are here. Okay, well then, he was my favorite uncle. Even if they were here, I would say that.
When the kids are here.
Okay, yeah. But he just absolutely was my hero. I mean, he was a Superman to me. And I remember, I wasn't born into the family. My mom married Gary when I was about 6. Yeah, about 6. Well, then I got to see my Aunt Jo and Uncle Jimmy get married. And I just have to bring this up because it's so true. And my daughter-in-law is here too. She's one of the most beautiful brides I've ever seen. But my Aunt Jo, to this day, when I saw her, and I was in the wedding, was the most beautiful bride, and still to the day. I always look at brides, and you were beautiful. And I'm sure all was the most beautiful thing, and still, that I've ever seen in my life. And I thought, wow, my Uncle Jimmy's really marrying up. And I thought he was really handsome. I always thought, him and Uncle Roy. I don't know if any of you remember Roy Barker. Oh my gosh. They're blonde. They were just good-looking men, you know? But he was always my hero. One of my favorite experiences is going to do fireworks with them all the time. And I'm sure there was alcoholic beverages involved. When you're young, you don't really know that. And he would just jump through the fireworks. And I would just think, oh my gosh, he's so wonderful. You know, now I think, oh, how stupid. You know? hero. He always made me feel safe. I spent a lot of time at Uncle Jimmy and Aunt Joe's. It was like a second home to me. It was a place that I felt most safe and most loved. I loved his sense of humor. He always gave me a hug. With a smirk or something, would have some side remark or something and make you laugh. I remember his truck, he had that black truck, and there was a sticker, and I won't say the whole thing because there's children here, but it said gas, grass, or nobody rides free. Now as a kid, I had no idea what that meant. Now I do, and it's still okay because it was Uncle Jimmy. That's just who he was. I loved him deeply. I miss him. I miss the spark. I was tight with him when I was little, and then we kind of drifted our ways, and then we moved to San Bernardino Mountains and started to be able to come back and see him again. And Jordan, my oldest that's here, has memories of being able to see him. He took him to his police car. We have pictures of that. We started to reunite again, and then again, as life gets in the way, we separate again, and there's really no excuse for it. I remember I don't remember what street you lived on. What street was she born on? Yeah, Mission. Okay. Well, when she was born, I thought she was mine. So I just, loved her and would take care of her. When we grew up there were some friends on that street named Erin and I think Brina.
That's when we moved back to Noma.
No, okay, and Brina was there. And there was a whole bunch of kids that we'd play out. And yes, we had to come in when the street lights were on. That's way back in the day. That's how old I am. So I remember we played this little boy down the street, I don't know, he was actually a little bit older than us, named Tommy. Well, I came home and asked Uncle Jimmy what bedroom eyes meant. And he said, who said that to you? I said, well, Tommy up the street told me I had bedroom eyes. He's like, what? He's like, okay. Well, he disappeared for a little while, came back. Well, every time I went to Uncle Jimmy and Aunt Joe's, Tommy was nowhere to be seen. So I think he took care of that. The thing is, what I'm trying to relate is everyone needs, like I said, a second home. We can be that place and refuge for people in our homes. We can be an Uncle Jimmy and Aunt Joe that's loving, that's accepting, that always has their arms open, that will always love you no matter what you do. How much time has passed? We all have to reconnect. We all have to be together. I love Facebook right now. I don't post anything negative because I'm just not about that. But I've gotten to know Andrea through Facebook. I didn't know her very much, and her family's fantastic. You guys are like the best. Good to see Desi. It's just been amazing that we can have that connection. I'm going to probably get all of your names and we can all become friends. So I just want you to know that life is short. Don't take the time just for the life of the celebration or the celebration of life or a funeral. Take more time to see each other. He was the best uncle in the world, hands down. You guys all might have seen different sides of him or whatever, but to me, he will always be one of the greatest men I've ever known. And Aunt Joe, I just want you to know how much I love you and how much you've meant to me. You've been like a second mother. Always, even the time, there's like no time, you always love me. I'm calling you, I'm gonna be late. I've never been late in my life. Oh my gosh, I'm late. I tell my kids, there's never an excuse to be late. Well, I had to eat humble pie today. So I just want you to know that I did. He was the best. And no matter what, whoever's here, if I don't know you, I love you because you loved him. Thank you very much.
Wife Joe. That's what you say each time that I hold you this way. When I feel like this and I want to kiss you, baby, don't say don't. Don't leave my embrace, for here when I feel like this, and I want to hold you, baby, don't say don't. If you think that this is just a game I'm playing, if you think that I don't mean every word I'm saying, don't feel that way. I'm your love and yours I will stay. This you can believe, I will never leave you. Heaven knows I won't. Baby, don't say don't. I love you, Joe.